some things as it relates to the deaf community, so I thank you in advance for your attention. Our pastor, as well as the associate ministers, have been talking about the need to make sure that we continue to support each other, fellowship with each other, socialize with each other, and to build strong families and connections with each other as we build our connection with God. However, the deaf community itself does not quite get that same experience, and so I wanted to give you some information that might help you help our Christian body improve our relationship with the deaf community. The deaf community often feels isolated. When they show up to church, of course, no one or most people don't know their language. So as we are fellowshipping and talking to each other and saying hi, they're often feel isolated and left to themselves. Another reason, I forgot to say, I'm nervous, I'm sorry. 98% of deaf people do not go to church. That's a lot. 98% of the deaf do not go to church because of the isolation that they feel. That's the number one reason. The second reason is because oftentimes hearing people look at them and judge them that their ears don't work, that something is wrong with them, and that they need to be healed. And that's offensive to the deaf community. They feel like God can understand sign language just fine, and that their ears not working is not an issue for them, and so it's often offensive. And the third reason is often they are stuck in the corner with an interpreter off to the side because hearing people feel like the interpreter is a distraction, and they feel like they're watching church but not actively participating in church. And so that's offensive. So they say, well, if I have to feel like that at church, I'll just stay home. So we want to make sure that we're sharing the love of Christ with everyone, that everyone has the same opportunity to experience the wonderful things that we experience when we're here at church. Sometimes this is the only place where we can feel the love of another person. Sorry. So can you imagine if the world does a great job of isolating us from one another, each hating each other for different reasons. So if the world does a good job at that, can you imagine if you come to church and experience the same thing? So one thing that I want to do, one commitment that I want to make, and I've talked to Zoe, we're going to get our schedules together, and I am going to make videos to post on the church's website where I'm going to be able to teach you guys how to sign. That way you can learn in your time, whenever it's available for you, and you can practice so that when the deaf are here, you can go over and say, God loves you and so do I. You can say, hi, I like your outfit today, or whatever, and they won't feel so isolated. At least you can greet them and welcome them and make them want to be here so that they can have a place where they feel safe, just like we feel safe. I also wanted to let you know one thing about the people who stand here to sign. The interpreters are important because we are transferring the information, okay? So we're important in that way, but we're not the speaker. So there's something called a line of sight, and that is where the deaf person can see the interpreter so that they can get the information, but they want to be able to see with their peripheral the person that is speaking. Because Could you imagine if I had to act out Pastor Darnell? No, that would be a lot. So, but his energy is important to what he's saying. So they need to be able to see the words, but experience the speaker's energy. So we're not up here to be a distraction. We're not up here to get attention. We're not up here to compete with the speaker or steal someone's husband, as I have been accused. We are here to transfer the information so that the deaf community can get the same experience as a hearing person. So we want to make sure as humans that we always show humanity to people who may have a special need and not judge them or that need so that that group becomes withdrawn, especially when it comes to spiritual things and the love of Christ. So I had invited actually some deaf people to come next week. I'm hoping that they'll come, but I wanted to show you real quickly just a few signs. Of course, hi and hello, it's the same. But we also have easy. Put your hands up like this, put your middle fingers forward. Come from the top of your chest up. What's up? What's up? Okay, real easy. Hands like this. You're going to roll them and point. How are you? How are you? And the response would be, fine. I'm fine. Or you can say, good. Good. Ready? Nice to meet you. These are people. Keep your people up. Don't put your people down. Keep your people up. Nice to meet you. It's not really all that hard, and it's just a small thing that we can do to help a community that has all but given up on church to feel welcome and come back to be a participant in the service to the Lord. Thank you so much.